Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Today, and I'm joining you with some very interesting and happy breaking news. India have won their first medal in the Commonwealth Games 2022. Yes, you heard that right. India have won their first medal, courtesy of weightlifter Sanket Sargar. Now, of course, it could have been a gold medal. It was this close to being a gold medal, but Sanket Sargar unfortunately had to settle for the silver medal. Not that that's saying much. It's not a bad thing at all. Winning the silver was very impressive, and he was this close. Believe you me, for my friends, when I say he was this close to winning the gold medal. So it was it was very close. And Sanket Sagar, by the way, bit of an inspirational story about Sagar is that, despite being someone who's achieved much in national level in weightlifting, his father works he owns a pawn shop, and, so he came into this. Obviously, he was not a favorite, but he has done pretty well. To answer your question, Sarat Chandra, since you've asked me about 5 times, we don't know. I can't update you about his medical situation at this point because honestly, see, the commentators will say that because obviously it didn't look like a very good injury for him. Honestly, when he made his second attempt, it wasn't good. It didn't look. I don't think personally, if you're asking me, I don't think he should have even been out there in that last attempt because I don't think that was a call that he should honestly have made. So it wasn't good to watch the way he ended up his elbows really collapsed if you look at it, but takes nothing away from the effort which was put in, and he was this close to beating Anik Kasdan of Malaysia. And remember, if you actually had watched the entire event, if you compare their numbers, so you have weightlifting that consists of two parts. There's snatch and there's clean and jerk. Now, when it came to the snatch part, Sanket Sagar was much ahead because in his 3 attempts, he first went for 107 kgs, he got that. His second attempt, 111 kgs, got that. Third attempt, 113 kgs, and he got that. So he had 3 out of 3 no fouls. By contrast, Anik Kasdan managed 107 in his first attempt, but his second and third, where he attempted 111, were both fouls, which meant that Sagar actually had a 6-point lead over, Anik Kasdan going into the second round. However, one of the things that was worth noting is that when it comes to weightlifting, Anik Kasdan is much better at the clean and jerk, and in fact, Sagar is potentially weaker in clean and jerk. In fact, Sagar previously also has lost out on medals because he was unable to even register a single attempt in the clean and jerk category. This time around, thankfully, that wasn't really the case. In fact, remember, Sagar was very close, but he started off slightly, conservatively, understandably so. Clean and jerk is not his strength. He started with 135 and he got that. And obviously, him getting that means that he maintained that he was. Of course, he had extended his lead, but by that point, when Anik came out, his first attempt was 138, which meant that the lead had dropped down from 6 to just 3. Obviously, Sagar knew that, he had to up the ante going forward, so he attempted a 139 kg lift in his second clean and jerk. Unfortunately, it was, he ended up, you saw what happened. He ended up buckling, and he didn't get a clean enough. It was a foul, and he looked like he injured himself. Obviously, Anik Kasdan sensed that, the tie was there for the taking, so he attempted a 142. Remember, if he attempted 142, he'd go one ahead of Sagar. And unfortunately for Anik, in his second attempt, he too ended up fouling out because he couldn't get it up. Once he was, he ended up getting the weights, he lifted, but after that his knees buckled and he too went. But the key was, could Sanket actually come out and, manage a third attempt, because he had been very badly injured in the second time around and he was being tended to by doctors. He ended up taking the call to come out anyway, but it was pretty clear that, he was very badly injured, and his third attempt at 139 also turned out to be a foul. This, of course, meant that the hope was that Anik would not be able to lift 142 for the second time running because he had one more attempt left, remember, after Sagar had completed all of his. So he made that attempt, Anik, and Anik Kasdan ended up making it stick in the second time around. So he takes the gold by 1 point. One solitary point was all that separated the gold medalist and the silver medalist. Anik Kasdan lifted 249 and Sanket Sargar lifted 248. Obviously, there is some bit of concern also as to what exactly is the extent of Sagar's injury, because it didn't look very good. In fact, he was being tended to after the third attempt as well, and he looked in pretty bad health. So obviously, prayers and hopes go out that he's okay and that he can make a recovery. But what a performance it was from him. Wonderfully done by Sanket Sagar, and he is, as a result, India's first medalist in the in the 2022 Commonwealth Games. He has won, again, he's won this medal the first time around. He was this close to getting a gold, and remember, he's only 21 years old. So obviously, from our side, and because people were asking, is his career in danger? We don't know that yet. I can't make any calls on it because, as I said, it's way too early to go. And yes, as Manak Biswas points out in the chat, he shouldn't have gone for it. I absolutely agree with you. He shouldn't have gone for that third attempt. But I think he was driven by the desire to actually win India a gold medal, and you can't really fault that. In the end, athletes are going to go by their heart, and he went by his heart. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But congratulations to Sanket Sagar for bringing home India's first medal in the Commonwealth Games 2022. Don't forget, there's plenty of medal events today. There's in fact going to be 3 more weightlifting medal events going on as well. Lots of action, so please don't forget to stay tuned to Sports Today for all of the latest updates coming your way from Birmingham in the Commonwealth Games 2022. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you enjoy what we do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when we're going live. And last but not least, drop us a comment. How do you rate this particular performance? Don't forget to do all of that, and don't forget to follow us across platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram too. Last but not least, download the SportsTech app for all of the latest news updates from the Commonwealth Games and, in fact, the world of sport. Thank you all so much for joining us. I've been Shane Dice. You're watching Sports Today, and I hope to see you through the day and hopefully again very, very soon. Bye-bye.